Hello, I'm Amy Blaylock. Welcome to City Hall this week. While there's plenty of room for improvement, the Police Department's 2012 Annual Crime Report offers an encouraging picture for the progress being made to fight crime in Durham. Chief Jose Lopez Sr. presented the report to the City Council during its March 4th meeting. The most encouraging news of the night? That Part 1 index crime is at a 23-year low. Violent crimes are part of that overall index crime number. They include homicides, rapes, aggravated assaults, and robberies.
Violent crime rose slightly from 1,712 offenses reported in 2011 to 1,721 reported in 2012. However, the violent crime rate per 100,000 population was down by 1% compared to 2011 and was down 26% from the year 2000. I am pleased to report that robberies in 2012 were at a 22-year low, the fewest robberies reported since 1990.
The other category included in index crime is property crime. That includes burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft.
Our Part 1 property crime numbers are the lowest they have been since 1988, due in part to a steady decrease in the number of larcenies. The property crime rate over 100,000 population is down 10% from 2011 and 44% from the year 2000.
Add the number of property and violent crimes together and you have index crime, a number that went down despite a dramatic increase in Durham's population over the past 23 years.
Index crimes for 100,000 were down 9% in 2012 compared to 2011. Index crimes for 100,000 were down by 42% since the year 2000. There were decreases in homicides, robberies, burglaries, larcenies, and property crimes in 2012 compared to 2011.
The department also gave back to the community in numerous ways in 2012, all efforts to proactively reduce crime and to make a positive difference in the lives of Durham's residents. Determining how taxpayer money will be spent as part of the 2013-2014 budget is one of the top priorities for City Council members. They and the City Administration held a second retreat on the budget on March 1st. As part of the retreat, City Council members received an update on Durham's strategic plan as well as the results of an employee opinion survey. Budget guidelines were also discussed to serve as a blueprint for the development of next year's spending plan. In addition to those discussions, the Council has been asking for your input on next year's budget, and some of you answered that request during this March 4th public hearing. This was the first of two such hearings to be held on the budget. The second will be held on June 3rd. If you weren't able to attend the public hearing, you still have a chance to make sure your voice is heard on this year's budget during the 3 remaining Coffee with Council sessions. They are scheduled for Saturday, March 9th from 10 a.m. until noon at the Lion Park Community Family Life and Recreation Center, Monday, March 11th from 6 until 8:30 p.m. at the Durham Public Schools Resource Center, and Thursday, March 14th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the City Hall Committee Room. Durham has a new fire chief, one who's very familiar with the city he'll be serving and the department he'll be leading. Dan Curia was named to the position effective February 22nd after having served as interim fire chief since December. He has been with the fire department since 1990.
To take a step to lead the Durham Fire Department, I didn't take it lightly, but I've been employed by the city for 23 years, all of those years within the fire department, and I've had the opportunity to see the successes and the failures that we've had in the city and in the fire department. Going forward, I thought that I had a lot to offer both the residents of Durham and the department as far as reinforcing how we currently operate within the department, but then looking forward to more innovative and even cost-effective ways to deliver service.
Curia says the fire department provides some of the city's most important services, making it essential to stay on top of training, equipment, personnel, and facilities.
That forms the foundation of the service that we deliver. The fire department is realistically a service organization. We don't necessarily have a product to deliver other than the service that we can deliver to the residents. So it's important for us to make sure that our personnel are properly trained in fire and medical techniques. It's important that we stay on top of trends in the industry so that we can go forward and be innovative, but also safe in the way we do our jobs.
Currier says there are two primary challenges facing the department. The first one is operationally driven.
The operational issue is trying to make sure that our resources are deployed properly and deployed in such a manner that the fire department can actually respond within its own set time parameters. We basically strive to get to every emergency in the city of Durham within 7 minutes from the time the call was received at 911. So we allow 911 90 seconds to process the call. We allow firefighters 90 seconds to get on the apparatus, and then we allow a 4-minute travel time. So in a city that grows like Durham, and in a city that is experiencing the economic challenges as other cities are experiencing, it's important for us to make sure that the resources are allocated properly geographically, and to make sure that they're distributed and concentrated properly so we can mitigate any emergency that arises.
The other challenge has to do with mindset.
It relates to the fire problem and the medical problems that we face in Durham. In an era of reduced resources where we're constantly trying to become more efficient, I feel that if we truly want to effect a positive change on the city of Durham, then we've got to form partnerships to actually combat the fire and medical problems at more of a root cause level. And if we can teach children to be fire safe, and children can then teach their parents to be fire safe, we may not have an immediate impact on the fire problem in Durham, but going forward another 5 or 10 years, we'll really see some positive change in the behaviors of the residents.
Before becoming interim chief, Currier was the assistant chief of operations for the fire department. In that position, he provided direct oversight for the fire administration, operations, prevention, and training divisions. More progress is being made on the Angier-Driver Streetscape Project. Find out what it is and why this is the phase area stakeholders have been waiting for when City Hall This Week continues.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. The Angier-Driver Streetscape Project is entering a new phase. The City Council approved a $3.9 million construction contract for the project. It includes street demolition and construction, replacement of electrical, water, sewer, and stormwater utilities, installation of streetscape and landscaping, and traffic signals and decorative lighting. The Streetscape Project is part of an effort to revitalize the Angier-Driver corridor. A way of continuing to allow for citizen petition sidewalk improvements has been approved through a new city ordinance. The policy allows for 2 options for petitions. The first will be a petition for improvements for sections of sidewalk that already lie within the Durham Walks pedestrian plan but are not fully funded. If a sufficient petition is received, the sidewalk would move to a higher priority in the plan with an assessment rate of $35 per foot with an 8-year payback period. The second option will be for sidewalk improvements that lie within the city limits but are not currently on the Durham Walks pedestrian plan. With these petitions, 100% of the actual cost of the improvement would be assessed against the abutting properties. The new assessment rate for projects outside the plan will apply to petitions returned to the city on or after April 1st. Work is also about to get underway on a significant sidewalk repair project throughout the city. Nearly $800,000 will be spent to remove and repair sidewalks at various locations throughout Durham. The project also includes building new curb ramps at some sites as well. That does it for City Hall this week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And of course, you can find us on demand on DTV8's webpage and on the city's YouTube channel. I'm Amy Blaylock. Thank you for joining us.